Let's understand the most important methods when working with arrays. So let's imagine we have an array, for example, which is our numbers array, for example, and this numbers array includes numbers from 1 to 5, for example. Now let's say we want to add an item to the end, for example. Let's say we want to add the number 6. So we can go ahead and do so by using numbers.push. So the push method allows you to add an item to the end of an array. So now we can say, for example, we want to add the number 6 to the end. And now we're going to console.log our numbers. And you will see that we now have an array that includes the numbers from 1 to 6 because we added the number 6. Now let's say we added this number 6, but we want to remove it once again because we don't like it. So we can do so by using numbers.pop, for example. And this will just remove the last item of an array. And since we have 1 to 6 right now, and we're going to remove the 6 once again, we should now just have the numbers from 1 to 5. And as you can see, we now have the numbers from 1 to 5. So let's remove our push method, for example, and just run this again. And now we will remove the 5 and we will have the numbers from 1 to 4. Something you should probably remember when using the pop method is that the pop method returns a value. So we can, for example, say let returned number be equal to numbers.pop. And now we can console.log the returned number, and numbers.pop basically takes the number 5, pops it from the array, and now stores it inside of returned numbers. So inside of this variable. So we're going to run our index.js once again, and we now have the number 5 inside of our console because this was the number that we basically took from our array, and now we saved it inside of this variable. The equivalent for pop is basically shift, which removes an item from the start. So in contrast to pop, it does not go to the end of an array, but rather goes to the start of an array and removes an item. So now we should basically get the number 1, remove it from this array and store it inside of returned numbers. So if everything worked, we are going to get 1. And this worked, as you can see. So now let's also go ahead and console.log our numbers, which should now be everything from 2 to 5. And as you can see, this is how it just worked. We can also obviously add an item to the beginning of our array by using the unshift method. So let's go and use unshift. And now let's, for some reason, just say I want to add a basketball to the beginning of our array. So I'm going to do this and run our index.js file. And as you can see, we now have a basketball in the beginning of our array.